It was 4 a.m. on Black Friday, and my alarm was blaring like a foghorn in my ear. I groggily got out of bed, questioning my life choices as I put on my uniform for another day of retail hell. You see, I worked at one of the biggest department stores in town, and Black Friday was our Super Bowl. The chaos, the madness, the sheer volume of customers, it's enough to make even the most seasoned retail veteran cringe. As I walked into the store, I saw that the line outside had already wrapped around the building. I took a deep breath, mentally preparing myself for the day ahead. Little did I know, it was going to be a day unlike any other. Things started off as expected. As soon as the doors opened, it was as if the floodgates had been released. Hundreds of people streamed in, their eyes glazed over with the promise of deals they couldn't resist. The store was packed, and the tension in the air was palpable. Everyone was on edge, and I could sense that something was brewing. By mid-morning, the situation had escalated. Our checkout line had reached a critical mass, with maybe 200 people waiting to pay for their treasures. My fellow cashiers and I were working at breakneck speed, trying to keep up with the seemingly endless stream of customers. Our manager, Carol, was running around like a headless chicken, attempting to keep the chaos under control. And then, it happened. Amidst the frenzy of shoppers, one woman, with a voice that could shatter glass, screamed, "There are no more big screen TVs." You could feel the collective panic ripple through the crowd. The tension had reached a boiling point. Carol, sensing the growing unrest, rushed over to the electronics department to handle the situation. I could see her frantically talking on her walkie-talkie, trying to get a hold of anyone who could help. As the disgruntled customers began to grow restless, a man in a red sweater emerged from the crowd. He marched up to my register, his face contorted with rage. "This is ridiculous," he bellowed. "I've been waiting in line for over an hour, and now you're telling me I can't have my TV?" Before I could even respond, the man lunged at me, attempting to grab my name badge as if it held the power to fix the situation. Thankfully, Carol had returned just in time to intervene. She stepped in front of the man, shielding me from his wrath. With a newfound sense of authority, Carol addressed the angry mob. "Listen up, everyone," she shouted. "We're doing everything we can to make sure you all get the best deals possible. But we're only human. We can't magically create more TVs out of thin air." Her words seemed to resonate with the crowd, and the tension began to dissipate. The man in the red sweater, his face now a shade of crimson to match his attire, begrudgingly returned to his place in line. As the day wore on, the crowd thinned out, and a sense of normalcy returned. Carol continued to manage the store with grace and poise, earning the respect of both the staff and the customers. And as for me, I had learned an important lesson: sometimes, the most unlikely heroes emerge in the midst of chaos. By the time the store closed, we were all exhausted but relieved. The day had been a whirlwind of emotions, but we had survived the infamous Black Friday. And even though I had to be back at work in just a few short hours, I knew I'd be walking in with a newfound appreciation for my job and the people I worked with. A neural narration story.